Plaintiff Bonnie Reed says the defendant is her son, and he was a great kid and a good student until he dropped out of school and turned to a life in the streets. Bonnie's suing her son for breach of contract. Defendant Terrell Alexander says his mother was a good mother and gave him everything he wanted, so he didn't have to turn to the streets, but he chose to do so, which he now regrets. Terrell is countersuing his mother for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Your Honor, I have to say that with much regret, I'm standing here before you today. I love my son. That is my only child. But it has come to the point where I have got to show my son that he's got to be responsible. He's got to be a man of his word.
How was he growing up? Was he a good student?
Yeah,
behavior?
he was a good student. My son couldn't lie to me.
Finished high school?
No, he didn't. That's when he started.
Not a good student.
Well, he was very smart in school.
And he stopped being a good student?
Yes, he started
What grade?
About in his almost senior year.
Okay. What city you all live in?
Brooklyn, New York.
Father in his life?
No.
Okay.
No.
70% of the kids who have contacts with the criminal justice system don't have a dad in their life. Nonetheless, it sounds like you did a good job if he was getting good grades, and it sounds like you're giving him tough love by bringing him here.
Yes.
That's a good job also. So once he stopped high school, what happened?
Well, let me just say that
You say he went to the streets?
Yeah, because him and I was so close.
He
when
didn't
I was
do well
raising
in
him.
the streets?
He did very well.
How, if he owes you money? He couldn't have done that well.
Well, he did well to a point that he got to then. He actually moved from Brooklyn to Atlanta to try to get his life together.
Okay, good. And the money he had, what did he do? He popped it off in the strip club?
Oh,
making it rain?
No.
The street guys, they go make it rain, pop off all their money, then they're broke. And they go to Atlanta to try and get back. Go ahead.
Well, all I know is that when he was in Atlanta, it got to the point where he was working, and he lost his job. And he was like, Ma, I need help, because his daughter was there with him and her mother. And he was like, Ma, I need help.
Okay, you're getting into the loan?
Yes, I do.
Let me allow him to give some background first. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, I'd like to say that, my mother is a very good mother. She's never did me wrong. I never had no lights cut off or none of that. We was raised in the projects, probably one of the worst projects in New York. And my mother took care of me very well. Like, I didn't have to go to the streets. You know what I'm saying? They called me the poor little rich kid in the projects because we lived in the projects, but my mother, every pair of sneakers I wanted, every game system, she got for me. So I chose to do stuff that I did that I regret right now. I adapted to the streets. I did it well. I mean, I don't take pride in it, but as my kids
Y'all keep talking about you did it well, but you owe money.
No, see.
What part of the game is that? Did I miss that part of the game? I was brought up in the game too. The worst housing projects in Detroit, not Brooklyn, Detroit.
Right.
Yeah. So everybody I know that made some money, most of them kept it, or they went into a business and they didn't come back and borrow from mama. I'm just missing some part of that.
To be honest with you, Your Honor, like I blew a lot of my money doing stupid stuff.
You popped it off.
I'm not strip clubs, no. I'm not a strip club guy. I hate strip clubs.
Champagne.
I don't even drink. I'm not even gonna lie, since we're gonna be technical, I'm a smoker. I'm a smoker. I was clothes and smoker. That's what I did. That's what I like to do. I like to smoke and dress fly. That was my thing at one time. So I blew a lot of money doing stuff, lending people money, doing stuff I had no business doing. The bottom line is, somewhere along in the line, me and my mother went sour because, I was in the streets. My mother went from being a street lady to a minister. She's a full-fledged minister, collar, everything.
You were in the street too?
Yes.
Yes.
What you talking about? What make you think he wasn't gonna be in the street?
Let me just give you a little background on that.
Yes, please do. What happened?
When I grew up, I had the best mother and father in the entire world. But when I turned 10 years old, my father died. And when my father died, it turned my whole life upside down. My mother started to be a functional alcoholic. She was destroyed. And 2 days after burying my father, I was sexually abused by a family member.
Okay. All right, that's enough to drive anybody to the street, so I understand. How do we get to this contract that he breached? What happened?
My son had come up here to help me because I was going through, some medical issues. And he came up here to help me, and he had an accident with his car, and his car was totaled. And, he had a family. So, Ma, I need some money for rent. Ma,
and you loaned him $4,500?
Not at one time.
Okay.
It was like a continuous
But a total
thing.
over the course of
Yes.
Over the course of how long?
From October of 2009 to September of 2010 when I made him sign the paper.
All right, sir, let me hear from you.
First of all, Your Honor,
What you doing all that for?
listen.
Now you posing.
No, I'm not.
Now you fronting like you can't keep it real. You ain't in the game no more.
Your Honor.
You over here doing all that and don't have a dime.
Because
you ain't in the game, so stop it. You're a square working class guy. Now be what you are. Go ahead.
All right, what happened was when I asked her for the money to go back to Georgia, because I had to go back to work when I had totaled my car, I asked her for a few dollars to get back home because I only had a certain amount on me. So when I asked her at first, it was fine. It was, okay, no problem. You did me a favor. The next day when she told me to come get the money, her little henchman right here, her little partner in crime, she got involved. She got involved and made my mother make me sign a promissory note to get the money from her to get back to Georgia.
Now, what does she have to do with it?
Because I feel she's the main part of why my mother made me sign. First of all, let me tell you, the day that I went to go get the money, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, and I was high. I was upset, I was high. When I went to her house, right, I'm thinking everything was fine. Me and her was supposed to just meet up. When I get to her house, her friend Charlotte's there. I was out of my mind. I was high. I went to go get the money from her. All of a sudden, she just turned into this other lady and pulled this paper out on me and said, "You're gonna be stuck here in New York unless you sign this." And I'm reading it. I'm like, "What's this?" Now, mind you, I know I owe my mother money, y'all, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. My mother has done a lot for me through my life. But bottom line is, when I told her I wasn't signing that paper, Miss Charlotte here, Miss innocent looking lady here, she jumped up, got in my face. They threatened him. Mind you, when she jumped up, my mother got bucked. When she they was like a tag team. Mind you, Your Honor, I'm 29 years old. I'm degrading myself by even saying two older ladies basically jumped me and made me sign this paper. Like, literally, I'm in the corner of her room like this, Charlotte smacking me in my neck, telling me, I dare you lift your hand at me, I'm gonna call the police. She got 911 in her phone, like ready to push me.
Ma'am, come on, stand up. State your name.
My name is Charlotte Terrell.
Did you do this?
No, Judge, I did not. What happened was that Bonnie's been calling me on numerous occasions crying. She's been crying for the last couple of years about giving money to Terrell. And when I was there with her, I was really consoling her, saying, "Bonnie, you know what, you're gonna have to make a choice, either your life or Terrell's." So Terrell came, and Terrell was high, like he said, and when he seen me, he was saying, "Oh, you couldn't do this by yourself, so you needed to have a henchman here?" So of course, when he said that, I told him, "Terrell, don't talk to me like that. Don't disrespect your mother."
You got it in my face.
And if I'd gotten your face, Terrell. So what happened was that
you should hire her to get some of your money back.
That's right.
He just kept
Hear
talking.
what Doyle said? He said, "I should hire you to get some of my money back from these people that owe me." But go ahead.
So he just kept talking and talking. So finally, I said, "Listen, Bonnie, if you want your money back, then have Terrell sign the promissory note." It was just a suggestion that we made, but
then y'all proceeded to jump on him.
No, Judge, we did not jump him.
Ma'am, did you all jump on him?
I mean, we were looking like we were getting ready to.
Your posture was threatening toward him.
Kinda.
And during that time frame, you were requesting that he sign an agreement.
And at first he thought it was a joke.
Ma'am, that is making the man sign under duress. That's exactly what it is. You're making a person do something against their will because you're threatening them.
Well, listen.
Now, your counterclaim for $4,000 is for what?
Emotional distress.
Oh my goodness.
What did your mother do to cause you emotional distress?
Oh my goodness.
Run around degrading my name, telling people I'm still in the streets and I'm still hustling. I haven't hustled in 2 years, Your Honor. I haven't done anything.
When did she say it?
Recently, like one day I seen one of her friends in the store and she was telling me, "Oh, what you doing up
How
here?"
did she know when you changed?
I told her I did, and I meant it.
Haven't you told her that before and went back into the street?
Yes, I did, Your
Well
Honor.
then, so you can't be sure. So she suggesting or thinking or alleging that you are in the street because last she knew you were. You follow me? So no, I can't grant you that because she's telling people you in the street. You're known to been a street guy for much of your life.
But I can I also say one more thing, Your Honor? I'm not gonna sit here. Also, like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I know for a fact. If you want to get technical, I owe my mother way more than that. I mean, you can't never repay your mother back. I'm sure anybody out here can relate.
Yeah,
You can't never repay
you
your
can
mother
pay her back $4,500. That's your judgment. Judgment for the plaintiff.
And y'all really, Charlotte, you really ain't gonna tell the truth about you smacking me. Hey.
I owe you a couple of smacks. But right now, I'm gonna give you some love because you're my baby. I love you, baby. I love you, baby.